It's still a joke about your wife's boobs.
Welcome back to podcasting.
You did it. You did it. Wow.
Oh my God. Why are we like this?
I don't know, dude. I know why I'm the way I am. Like normal.
Why? You're normal?
Yeah.
You're super normal.
I don't know why you're the way
Don't
you
even
are.
know how to say yeah.
I don't know how to spell the word yeah, but I know how to say it. I say it good, Fritz.
You say it like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by us. We are now our sponsor.
Yeah, we are now belong to us.
Which isn't a good business model, to be honest.
No.
So like if you're like 1-800-STAMPS or whatever, like please call.
We got so many stamps.
We're always at the post office for this thing.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about, honestly.
Like all the podcasts are sponsored by stamps.com.
Is that true?
And oh God. I mean, I don't listen to podcasts really, so I don't know.
Maybe that's why our podcast is bad.
Because I don't listen to podcasts and I have no frame of reference.
Yeah, you're not doing enough research. And I don't care.
I mean, the one podcast I listen to is like they have like local businesses that are their sponsors.
What?
So that's
like, Kieran's clips. Come on, get your shit clipped.
It's
we'll
mostly
do our
like,
best.
Like a big screen printing company and then some lawyers and stuff like that. But anyway,
what is the podcast that you listen to?
It's a football podcast.
Wow. I don't care about
About a local football team and fuck the Oilers.
Oh, it's about fuck the Oilers?
Yeah, it's about fuck the Oilers. That's the whole podcast is
that
they
just
good. Say fuck the Oilers for like an hour and then they're done.
You know what I want to make for all the PTH new stuff?
Yeah.
A radio commercial.
You do?
Yeah. Like a real radio commercial that's like two guys talking, you and I.
Okay.
And so the idea I had just now was it'd be like one guy's talking and he's like, because they all sound like fucking like high school announcements or elementary school announcements that kids are like, are you going to Miss LeClaire's bank sale? I don't know. This is the first I've heard of it. Where is it? It's in room 103. You know, like it all sounds like that. And I want it to be like one guy trying to pitch another person on it and be like, hey, do you like aggressive metal music? And the other guy to be like, no.
No.
They'd be like, well,
I listen to exclusively jazz.
What about flashy guitars? No, I don't like that. No. And just like over and over again, be like, well, this album comes out on this date. It's like, why are you telling me that? I said I don't care.
I think that's a fantastic idea. We should write those.
Yeah.
The ones I'm thinking about are like the ones that like the gas app. Do you guys have that app in Canada
Gas
where
Buddy?
like no, it's like a thing where like if you sign up, you can earn money every time you pump gas. I've made like $25 this year.
Yeah,
$25?
Like
listen to your big bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
I want to make radio commercials for our album and figure out how to get it on the radio.
We should get it on the radio.
I think that
is there a radio station that would do that?
Probably not.
I mean, there might be.
Maybe there would be.
Does Canada have radio stations?
Yeah. They're all in Buffalo, but...
Are they?
Some of them for sure are. No,
we had one.
We got radio stations right here in Oshawa. The town
we have one of the big radio stations that was here was like our alt rock radio station.
Oh, I love
it. Was in Windsor.
Yeah.
It was a Windsor. It was 89X was from Windsor.
Windsor loves alt rock, dude.
And then they changed to country.
Yeah, is it KX96 now?
I don't know. It's something terrible. I won't listen to it.
I bet it's KX96.
And then it's Oshawa. There's a band from Oshawa. Did you know that?
Oh, there's a couple bands from Oshawa.
I don't know anything about bands, but...
Well, today the podcast is actually brought to you by the patrons.
Is it?
Yeah, we're on Patreon, as you know, Fritzy. And let me just read off the patrons' names. Ronald David Ellis, Nathan Marion Hosa,
Nathan Marion Hosa,
Jacko Pistorius, Darius Fuckard,
what?
Beavis and Nugglefaw. Those are all real.
Those are all the names you could think of.
Yeah.
There are no other names.
No. Not that I know of.
Okay. So Roscoe, that's not a real one.
Oh, friggin' Roscoe. I hope Roscoe listened last week.
I do too. I should say, before we get into the list, that we have not picked a winner yet.
No.
But the contest is closed.
The contest is closed, unless somebody does something really crazy.
Yeah. But I just haven't compiled all the names together for us so that we could vote and pick a winner. But I have all the names. This name is, I don't know how to do this. How do you do this? Is that what that is?
Is that what is?
Blowing a raspberry?
Raspberries with your tongue out. Yeah. Does it say to do it for like a really long time? Like a full breath's worth?
It says blow a 15-second raspberry to camera. Thank you. I think that person's going to
Was that 15 seconds? Should I time it?
I don't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
I feel like this is turning into a sexual thing.
I don't know that anyone's ever blown a sexual raspberry.
Can
you imagine you got in the bedroom and your lover went...
Like,
oh, baby.
Yes, I can.
You can imagine that.
I'm Lou Lamorello's razor blade, and I am so tired.
Am I tired, yeah.
This one, I don't want to do. Because it's another doxing.
Who's it dox?
Rosie Raptor.
Who's that?
I don't know. But I really don't.
Can you censor it in any way? I think it's. You can say it?
Yeah, I mean, I can censor it after the fact.
No, can you not just like leave out the part?
Yeah, I'll leave out yeah. But it says A02 dash BAO dash, and I'll leave out the last part. And then it says, my number in leet speak. Good luck.
In leet speak?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Leet speak is like where you use letters instead of numbers and stuff. You know what I mean?
So someone's left their phone number in some kind of simple code?
Yep.
And then you are already deciphering it?
Yeah, I've already deciphered what the number is because I can read leet speak. It's not that tough.
Was leet speak your first language?
Yeah, maybe. I'm also very fluent in Pig Latin.
Well, yeah, everybody's fucking fluent in Pig Latin.
Do you know how to play, what is it, snaps?
Every time I figure it out. Wait. Okay, let's do this. You give me one.
Snaps is the name of the game.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I can't remember how to play it.
Oh, fuck, me too. Me neither, I guess.
Me too, neither.
But say we were trying to spell Will Smith.
Yeah.
You go, well.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then you go.
Right. Because that's like the third.
I think you can get this.
Yeah.
Listen carefully.
Yeah.
Let's go one more time here.
Yeah. Right. And then there's like op language. Where
What's up language?
Where
Fritzy?
you put you put op after all the consonants and the vowels stay the same.
Oh yeah. What's the country of origin? Where do they speak that?
Canada. Mitch, take a moment to have compassion for yourself and each other. If anyone ever needs to talk, my number is, and they left their number.
These people are just giving us their phone numbers.
Yeah, people are just doxing out fucking phone numbers left and right. You want me to text them?
Yeah. They listen. I need to talk. I'm not texting people anymore.
Do you have compassion for me?
I feel like people are just trying to get our phone numbers. I'll give them yours.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
I'll give them yours through suggestion. That's kind of how we became friends.
It's exactly how we became friends.
You wrote your phone number somewhere.
Yeah. And then you texted it because you didn't believe that it was my actual phone number.
Yeah.
And then I said, joke's on you. Now I have your phone number.
And then I was like, Fritzy, my friend just died.
Hang on, I gotta text
based on a true story.
All right, there we
go. No one will ever know.
Congratulations, Viva Hate. You're the winner on PTH. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
You know what it means, Fitzum.
Dimitri, Timpod the Picklecast Sack, Maddie G, Allie, Benjamin, Taylor, Dave the Film Guy, Jake, Bob, Josh, In Steven Exposure, Proctoff, We Are Still, Steve's Butthole.
Stevie Rascal.
Girth Brooks, Foolish Bale, a Generation Alpha Amish kid named Ezekiel Skibbity Toiletus Foos from the farm down the road. Brett Boss Blackwood. Yes, I be a Newfoundlander by Spitgoth. Yo, absolutely the best podcast of work in progress. If you're tired of waking up with cock breath every morning, you're in luck. Order Dr. Dick's Cockaway Spray today with our code.
Or just sleep with mouth tape.
Rody, el regalo de esta semana es que ahora hablo español gracias a Sebastodon. I owe him a shirt now. This is a pro-smoking cigarettes podcast.
Nuh-uh.
I pooped today is a result of a spray fart. Egg position in search for the poop. Rob the Anti-Human, Peggy Thrill, Sweaty Kevin.
Sweaty Kevin?
This one just says,
no, it just doesn't.
Says, put on imaginary goggles.
I like how you say this one just says, and then you do the action like it doesn't have a direction. Like it just is a direction. You could just read the direction.
Put on imaginary goggles.
I love that you do it every time.
Phi or Phi, a common thread. My butthole is red. My wiener is redder. I spread mayo on bread. My wiener's the spreader.
That's I kind of think that's the one.
That might be the winner. Zane, Rody loves my dink. I, Fritzy, like to practice whistling with my butthole.
That's true. You do like that.
This just in. If you want to order a 1-year savings plan of Dr. Dick's Cockaway Spray, we have a new special code. PTH 50 Cocks away.
Right, so those two people go to sleep.
Ashwin, Fruit, and High Tops. That's one name.
I was gonna say, did you miss TBJ?
No, this is Ashwin, Fruit, and High Tops. Zach Shellac in the Ack Pack.
Now, Zach Shellac in the Ack Pack just actually commented on the Patreon. I got an email about it.
The final Dan Cage pandas, Zach, Jeffrey, Mason, TBJ, Yuri, Fruit, Ashwin, and High Tops.
That was cool.
That was very cool. But I need that to put in that sound that goes beep 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 like a news breaking news thing.
Maybe when you're doing that, I could just go beep 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 beep.
Well, we could just go
blood meat joke.
Mm-hmm.
Beep 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 beep.
Are you?
Beep 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 beep.
Let me ask a question. Are you super sick of blood meat jokes?
No.
You don't? Do you regret that part of the song that everybody talks about?
Not in any way.
Okay, good.
Because I think it is funny. It's a ridiculous thing to do. But it's also that's a big part of what makes the song so memorable.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Because I don't want to do something and then have you be like, oh my God.
Oh, what a loser, Fritzy.
Fucking all the time. This fucking blood meat thing is haunting me for the rest of my fucking life.
I love it.
Okay, good.
And I would tell you if you did something that annoyed me. I'd tell you straight away.
No.
And in the most insulting way possible.
By kicking me in the nuts.
Listen here, you jumbo-headed fuck.
My head is enormous. Let me tell you.
I know. Like, honestly, look at the size difference of our heads right now.
It's ridiculous.
And a lot closer to your camera.
My head. So as I've gotten older, my head is getting bigger.
My head is the size of one of your eyeballs.
And when, like, my dad had the same thing. And so, like, you look at pictures of me when I was younger, and my head's like a normal head. And then same thing with my dad. Like, I don't know, there's some genetic thing in my family where our heads just become big, round balloons. Oh. And it, like, when my dad was roughly my age is when I was born. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
And so when I, like, have a memory of him, like, as a normal person, not just like a little kid of my dad, but like as an understanding adult person, my dad couldn't get hats that fit his head.
You could have stopped it. My dad couldn't get hats, period.
He had a size like 8.5 head.
My word.
That's a huge head. And I'm going to have the same thing.
You lucky duck.
Oh, I'm so terrified.
I wish there was a new rating of movie that you had to be big enough to get into.
Like tall enough?
Yeah, so there was like a bunch of movies that you have seen, but I haven't, because I'm not big enough to see them.
Like a carnival ride?
Yeah.
You must be this high to see this movie.
Yeah, it's going, oh, sorry, man, this one's rated 6'2". Oh, no. I'll never see it. Is it good? Oh, boy. Is it ever?
I have a thing right up front that I just want to... I just noticed this the other day. It was like somebody on Instagram was like, oh, Phoebe Bridgers let me play her guitar. And it was so awesome. And it didn't tag Phoebe Bridgers in the video. Right? It just was like a hashtag.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, does she not have an Instagram? Like, she seems like a musician. Like, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Almost. So I went, I was like, oh, I want to see her Instagram. So I went to her Instagram. She has the most immaculate Instagram of all time. And I'll describe it.
Describe it, please.
There is no profile picture.
Okay.
It has a blue check mark.
Okay.
There are 2.7 million followers.
Quite a few.
It has no follows and no posts.
What?
Not a single post.
And it wasn't
not a single follow.
She's not just like getting ready to release a record or something.
No.
So...
No profile pic, no links in the bio, no nothing. Just Phoebe Bridgers, blue check mark, nada. 2.7 million follows.
Do you think there's any way she just like, based on what's happening right now, she just went fuck this and like deleted all her shit?
I don't think so.
You think she's just like so sick that she doesn't care?
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, I guess I'll take the account. But
yeah.
I'm never going to use it.
Yep. I think that's the case. So band stuff. We talked about the tour last week.
We talked about the tour last week.
We listed out all of the locations that you were going to.
Yeah.
We specifically called out that the tour was not going to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
For good reason.
It's true.
And then some conversation happened over the weekend. And I thought I would bring it to you because there were some questions about the logistics or the cost benefit to the whole support ecosystem thing in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're a band and you're headlining, and like, what is the benefit to you of bringing a band on support with you? If you've got to pay them and do all that stuff, why not just keep all the money for yourself?
I think you're hoping that the band will fill the last fucking like 10% of the room or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They'll bring enough people that are mutually interested in sticking around and watching you that it'll just thicken the room up. And also, it's like, I think the like classic way of people looking at it was always that it's like it'll warm up the crowd. Right? Like when the first band goes on, walking out to like, it's so weird walking out to a crowd as like first of whatever.
Yeah.
There is a different sensation in the air that it's like, oh, the show's starting, like getting ready to watch the show. And it's like, people aren't warmed up.
Yeah, that's true.
It is like literally warming up the audience.
So why not bring a stand-up comedian?
We have before.
You have?
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle?
No, it was just our friend Ricky.
Oh.
He did all right.
So the way I was thinking about it is like for the traditional, like I'm a band on a label.
Mm-hmm.
The label says, okay, you're going out on tour to support this record that we just released for you.
Yeah.
And you're going to take this other band that we just signed that is not as well known as you are out with you on the tour to get them exposure.
That's true too.
Like, I figured that's the thing. The other question I had is like, or the suspicion I have is that like venues aren't going to book you if you're just playing from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's a good point as well.
Like, they want stuff going on, like from doors open at 7, like they want stuff happening.
Yeah, I think all of these are good points, and all of these are reasons why you would do it.
Okay.
I never thought that much about it. Honestly, I thought it's just something that you do. When we go out, like I want to have a band out that I like, that will like amp a crowd up, and that people that I can be friends with. I can make new friends.
Yeah. I wouldn't talk to anybody.
You wouldn't?
Nope. Not even people in my own band.
Why not?
I don't like people.
Yeah, you do.
Since when?
Since always.
Oh.
You're not one of those old curmudgeons that pretends you hate people, are you?
I love to hate people, especially children.
But you don't.
These young whippersnappers.
That's our merch guy / tour manager who won't be joining us on this run.
What? Michael's not going?
No, Michael Kelly won't be there, but he loves to like talk about, he's like, oh, I hate people, man. I hate people. But then we have so many people come up and they're like, dude, your merch guy was the nicest person.
He is the nicest
and it's like,
guy.
I've seen him interact with people. I've seen him interact with a whole bunch of people and be like, dude, you are like, he has such a good spirit. And like,
he's so kind.
A hearty laugh.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, he's a little grumpy, but for the most part, like, I think he's like a joyous spirit.
I've never even seen him grumpy.
He just doesn't see it.
Yeah. Like, he was so nice to Jenny when she was like fucking struggling at the Detroit show, and like he was like, yeah, you can sit back here with me, and she just hung out back at the fucking merch table with him, and like
He's the nicest person.
He's so kind. Are venues still stealing your merch money?
Yes.
Fuck them.
It won't change. Temporary blip on the radar. Live Nation gave us some fucking laundry bags and hats. Woohoo!
As like a compensation?
Yeah, for like 100 years of robbing bands. I don't know.
That sucks.
Nothing will get better until capitalism falls, which could be sooner rather than later.
How much input do you get into picking who goes out with you guys?
Lots. Total input.
Yeah?
Yeah, for the most part. It's usually a group decision, and you kind of go like, what do we want to do? Who do we want to bring? I heard this band. They seem pretty good. And like, our manager is good about being like, hey, you guys don't know anything, so why don't you listen to this band? They're going to give us like a list of bands and be like, hey, just like heads up, just so you know, this band's doing really well. They're bringing in fucking lots of people, and if you like them, they seem tight. Let's go. And then we do that sometimes. Sometimes we go, no, we're bringing the 68 again, and that's it.
How much input do you personally get on the set list?
I could have as much or as little as I want.
So as little, very little.
Yeah. I Tim hit me up that long ago, and he was like, should we make a set list? And I was like, yeah, go ahead. And then he sent it to me, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then he sent it to the rest of the guys, and they were like, hey, we should consider a couple things here. It's Keziah's 20th anniversary. Maybe we should put a few more songs of that. And like, they just all brought up like really nice points, and it was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, you guys are in. That's good. That's nice that they're invested in it.
Yeah, they're good people.
They really are.
Except Ben.
Yeah.
You know Ben. Ben's really evil. He's devious and evil.
So it's that front that he puts on, though, right? It's the little disguise that
sometimes you think he's lost in the tall grass.
Yeah.
But no. He's plotting.
Sneaking.
He's plotting in the tall grass.
Yeah. What happens if you like it's like you got to fill one more song on the set list, and it's like this one or this one, and you want one, and Tim wants this one, and you can't decide. How do you choose your weapons? Because it's a fight to the death.
Yeah, I almost always choose that weird one that's got like the big bulbous thing on the one end and the blade on the other.
Yeah, the what is it called? It's called I've got it in my notes.
Yeah, I don't know, some sort of Vulcan weapon.
A Lirpa.
Yeah, Lirpa. And Tim also chooses the Lirpa. That's the first round. And then the second one, we use those ropes, those weird little ropes. They kind of just look like long robe belts.
Yeah.
Belts for robes.
They're called on wounds.
Yeah.
I think.
Then we usually end up strangling one another with those for a minute or two.
Perfect. That's what got me into, like, I was writing, I was like, how do you work this out? The butting of the heads, because clearly, I know you feel super passionately about like one or two songs that you're like, these have to be in. And Tim feels passionately that they shouldn't be in.
It's actually quite the opposite.
No, it's like,
I almost always feel like, no, I never want to sing this song ever again.
Yeah. So like every tour, you're like, it has to be a Life Embossed and it has to be Rivet. And I want both of those songs in the set list. And Tim's like, no, you don't. I know you. You were going to get out. We're going to play them a couple of times and you're going to be like, this is terrible. And you don't want it. And you're like, yes, I do. And he said, no, you don't. And then you guys just bashing heads. And I was just curious how you guys resolve that, because A Life in Boston, Rivet are never on the set list.
That's true.
So I figure it's a battle.
And it's a battle. Imagine there was just somebody off my screen that I was just kissing right now. Thank you so much.
So that train of thought got me into, I had to like check my memory on that Star Trek episode.
Oh, which Star Trek episode?
It's called Amok. What? Amok something?
Amok time.
Yeah. Like Run Amok?
Yeah.
So I watched it. And I asked you
Did
to
you
watch
like
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it many times.
Me too.
It's kind of maybe the most famous, maybe Tribbles.
What about Arena? The Gorn fight is the most iconic fucking.
You think?
Original series scene? For sure it is.
Maybe. I kind of think this is the one, though.
It's close. It's close for sure.
Because
it's got the.
Yeah. Yeah, that music.
Yeah.
Is very intense. Yeah.
And Jim Carrey fucking sang it in Cable Guy and made
Killed
everybody love it.
Guy. It was so good. Cable Guy is like
so underrated.
Maybe my favorite Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I saw Cable Guy in theaters with my mom in 1994.
That movie is so fucking dark.
Yeah, and my mom was like, "Oh, like she loved Jim Carrey. I loved Jim Carrey." And we were just like, let's go. Like went on like a little mummy baby date, whatever. And we went to see it. We both left the theater being like, what the fuck was that? Like just a little shook up. Being like, that was weird. Why was that so weird?
Yeah, it's fucking dark, dude.
And then like years later, I was just like, man, I think that's the best one.
Yeah.
Of all of the movies that he did in 1994.
All 12.
He did so many.
He really did. I mean, Jim Carrey was the biggest movie star at that time. Hands down.
That probably had ever been as well.
Yeah.
Like he released fucking Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, and Cable Guy, like all in the same fucking year.
Yeah, it was so close.
Like that's wild.
Yeah.
Almost as wild as how off track we got.
So, anyway, but the real thing I wanted to talk about this is because my memory says that a bunch of weapons were thrown to them and that they would choose. I didn't, like, that was my initial memory before rewatching it.
Yeah.
And that there was like...
That is what happens in Cable Guy.
Is it?
Yeah. Because it's medieval times.
Yeah. And I remember thinking one of the weapons that gets thrown out there's like a spear and a sword, and one of them is a net. And I was like,
pretty confident that doesn't happen.
Who's the asshole that would choose a net? And it's somewhere. It's in some movie, whether it's like fucking Gladiator or something. But I know there is a thing where a bunch of weapons are thrown out for the combatants to pick from, and one of the weapons is a fucking net. And like, I went, who is choosing a net to fight against a guy with a spear?
Like, are you thinking of one of those nets that kind of like has the weights all around it and then a rope so that you can pull it back?
Sort of, yeah.
Very specifically for fishing?
Yeah, basically. It's just a net that was like on the ground. It was just, here's a net. And
that's like, not going to do you much good.
No. And so I was like, I went back and I rewatched and I was like, there's no net.
No.
I could have sworn for the life of me
there's only
that in that scene that they got to choose their weapons. But no, they had to use the ceremonial lurpas.
Yeah.
They also broke that big fucking gong.
Yeah. Looks pretty bad.
Yeah. I feel like if you were going to have that fight, you wouldn't have it around such an important ceremonial artifact.
It's wild in that fight how everything is just like falling to pieces while they're using it. Like,
yeah.
Like I know it's supposed to, and I know it's like old campy stuff.
Yeah.
But man, it just looks so fucking bad. And I love Star Trek, but I think that might be one of my, like, the original series might be one of my least favorite Star Treks. Isn't that crazy?
It's only good for the campiness at this point.
I mean, you know what? It did important things.
A ton of important stuff.
Right? Like,
it put sci-fi on TV.
Yeah. It put the very first biracial kiss on television.
Right. It broke a lot of barriers. It did a lot of really cool things at the time, but a lot of it doesn't hold up.
Yeah. Like when you're watching it now, it's like kind of about the historical significance of it, but it is like it is mostly funny.
Yeah. And it also provides a lot of background for the Star Trek mythology, right? It gives you context. I also noticed that Kirk is a terrible boss.
Oh yeah, he's a terrible.
Spock
captain.
is like, hey, I need some time off.
Yeah, I gotta go get my hornies out.
And he didn't even say it, and then Kirk's like, you've never asked for time off. And he's like, well, I've got enough saved up. I think I've earned some time off, don't you? And he was like, I mean, yeah, but you got to tell me why. What are you going to be doing? Tell me what you're doing.
I'm experiencing the Ponfar.
It took so long that Kirk just broke Spock down to make him tell him the most intimate details of his life. You can't do that as a boss.
No, it makes you want to wonder a lot of questions about the future that they're living in, right?
Right.
By the time Picard is taking over, people work for the betterment of humanity.
Right. There's no money anymore.
But with that kind of stuff, there's a lot of insinuations where it's just why the fuck does he get to boss you around and abuse you in such a way if you're allegedly working for the betterment of humanity?
Yeah. I noticed this, and I didn't think I noticed this before, but Bones has a ton of bones in his office. There are so many skulls just sitting on shelves as decoration in his office. It's really gross.
He's a doctor. He's going to do important research.
He's a bonologist. Starfleet didn't introduce pajamas until Next Gen.
You mean no one's ever seen in pajamas until Next Gen?
Yeah, because Spock is asleep in his quarters wearing his full uniform.
Yeah, but he's experiencing the Ponfar. He can't be held responsible for his behavior is erratic, right?
Which brings me to my last point about this episode, which is that Spock is experiencing lust on a level that is not experienced by humans.
Yeah, unrelatable, right? Completely.
Can't relate to it. So you have to assume, and he's so locked in that Kirk is trying to talk to him, and she's like, he won't respond to you.
He's so horny.
He is so horny that he won't even respond to you.
Yeah.
Which means that you have to assume that during that entire fight, Spock had a huge boner.
Well, you don't have to assume that it was huge. You couldn't see it protruding out.
No, but he definitely, he probably had to tape it down.
He is aroused.
Yeah, he had to tape it down.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's true.
I think you basically have to assume that he had a tiny boner.
I think he should have chose his huge dong as his weapon.
Ah.
And beat Kirk to death with his wiener.
Yeah. Maybe.
I have a question.
Okay.
This comes from Discord.
I love Discord.
Aaron MFJ says, so on multiple occasions and in their music, PTH has mentioned someone coming along and making a good offer of some kind and ending up being a snake. Is there any other context around this? What happened? I understand not sharing the inner workings of stuff, but have always been curious.
How many times have we mentioned it?
I don't know.
Like, I can think of one instance, and it was like Dunsel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's like a really specific thing that I fucking cannot speak about.
Right.
Yeah, I'll get
Don't
Yeah.
Don't even try.
I'll get in legal trouble.
Yeah, don't do it. Lawyers are bad. They'll come and take all of your things.
I gotta imagine any other time I've mentioned anything like that. Lyrics.
It's all about the same thing.
Probably all about the same thing. And I hate hearing things like this because I just want to know so bad.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you. Just assume that we're Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
And the music industry is pretty bad.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
Have you seen Josie and the Pussycats?
Yes. It's which one?
The movie.
Yeah, the one with what's her face?
Yeah.
Rachel Lee Cook?
No, Rosario Dawson is who I was thinking of.
Oh. But isn't that Rachel Lee Cook?
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about Josie. I was talking about the bass player, Rosario Dawson.
Okay.
Oh, God, Fritzy.
Sorry, man.
Not exactly their scenario, so don't assume that it's like whatever happens in that.
One for one. But
the label, it's the label and that. And
I mean, it's always, right? I think Spice World is the same way.
I never saw Spice World.
Yeah, I mean, it's just in all of those kinds of movies, the label.
I saw Centaur World.
What is that?
Oh, it's a pretty good show.
This sounds. Is it animated?
Yeah.
I feel like it would have to be.
I watched it with Houston one time. It was.
Wait,
really
is it a show for kids?
Yeah, yes and no. It's kind of like in the style of Adventure Time.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
Delightful though, beautiful music as well.
Very
funny.
So, I have a game for us to play.
You do,
as always. This one, I'm going to just say right off the bat, this one's for high tops.
Okay, why?
Well, you'll see at the end.
Oh, my God, it's probably for the Montreal Canadiens, but with their dicks out.
No. This is bands who opened for bigger bands before they got big.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a couple of bands, and then I'm going to give you who they open for, and you got to pick.
All right.
So, Hoobastank and Nickelback.
Okay.
You have an idea of who they open for? Together, same tour.
Really?
Yep.
It's going to be someone so stupid, like, I don't know.
All right. Creed. 311. Pantera. Korn.
Oh my God, it's Pantera. Is it? Pantera makes the least sense, which is why it's it. I think it's it.
It's not.
Then it's 311.
No, it's Creed.
Oh, then that makes sense.
Total sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because before Creed was like what everybody knows them to, they were like kind of just like a fucking rock band. And it wasn't like quite as cringy.
Dead
on a Sunday morning, banging my head.
I mean, I think a lot of people just assume Creed and Nickelback are the same band.
They are.
Also, Collective Soul.
Nah, leave them alone. Blue album, dude.
You like Collective Soul?
Oh, fuck yeah. Just do.
It's all that vocal style. I feel like all that vocal style was just a bunch of people who were like, I want to sound like Eddie Vedder did on 10.
Yes. It is.
Okay.
But Eddie Vedder's not awesome.
No.
You didn't like, just stand on high and a step to the edge. See the world of love.
No, not especially.
And I step on high as the tears roll down, 'cause it's a world that I know.
Well, and I think the problem that I have with that is this is one of those things this is a me thing. Like, just like I don't like Billy Talent just because of their name.
Okay.
I saw Collective Soul play live once, and their singer was playing a 12-string Fender electric guitar.
Oh.
And if you've ever seen a 12-string Fender headstock, it looks like a droopy penis nose.
Yeah, all their headshots look a bit like that.
But it's like super exaggerated.
Oh.
And I saw it and I went, that is disgusting. I hate this band.
I saw an acoustic performance of theirs one time, and when he was singing, he kept sticking his tongue out.
Oh.
I was like, and I was like, man, I really don't like that. But I still like Collective Soul. That Blue album, anyway.
Bon Jovi opened for this sweet hair metal dynamo. Whitesnake, Poison, Motley Crue, or Rat?
Sorry, who did you say?
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, of course he opened for one of those bands.
Yeah, which one?
I think Rat's the coolest one. There's a Whitesnake.
Is Rat.
Oh, cool.
Taylor Swift opened for
Michael Montgomery.
Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, okay.
Kenny Chesney. Brad Paisley. Or Barf Brooks.
Brad Paisley.
It is Brad Paisley.
I know.
I assume they're all the same. Jimmy Buffett, Kenny Chesney, and Brad Paisley all the same to me.
So Kenny Chesney is like a bad Jimmy Buffett fucking cover.
Yeah.
Like he just like is trying to be Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett fucking rules.
Okay.
Okay, you never heard Let's Get Drunk and Screwed?
Oh, I love Jimmy Buffett. I hate his restaurants.
Sure. Hate his restaurants all you want, but don't you dare tell me you don't love fucking...
Oh, I like that one record that's got all the fun songs on it.
Yeah. And Brad Paisley, actually, like as far as like new country goes, first of all, he rips at the guitar, like really good for guitar player.
Yeah.
Excellent songwriter, really good at like making like a funny fucking hook. Like his song, I think it's called Ticks. I'd like to take you.
Oh, check you for ticks.
Yeah, I'd like to check you for ticks. I think Brad Paisley's flat out good, especially he's got a song with Alison Krauss called Whiskey Lullaby. I dare you to put that on and not fucking shit yourself with sadness.
I've heard that song.
Yeah.
I just curious why he named himself that then.
Brad Paisley?
Yeah.
You don't think that's his name?
No.
He's got a weird song with Keith Urban, and it's just like a dueling guitar solo the whole time.
Does Keith Urban do guitar solos?
Keith Urban's a fucking picker, dude.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's from Australia.
I know.
I didn't know they had guitars in Australia.
They do. They're all left-handed, but they have them.
I shouldn't say that because I'm a big fan of AC/DC. They're from Australia.
No, they're not. That's a common misconception.
No, they are.
Bon Scott was, but he died.
Well, but he was still in the band for all their great hits.
No, he wasn't for Back in Black.
Well, yeah, but everything from Back in Black and after is kind of trash.
Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap?
That's before.
Are you certain?
100%.
I'm pretty sure that's Brian May who sings that.
Brian May? The guitar player for Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah. He sings it through the pickups on his Red Special.
Dirty Deeds!
Maroon 5 opened for this band that I always thought was Maroon 5.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Not on the list. Jason Mraz,
Okay.
Train, Matchbox 20, or Sugar Ray.
Okay, so Sugar Ray was pretty sick once. Maybe they still are. Who knows? Matchbox 20. I actually like Matchbox 20, man. Flat out. It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. Train.
It's Jason Mraz.
Jason, my ass.
I always, like, for the longest time, I thought that Jason Mraz and the guy from Maroon 5 were the same guy.
One time I was really sick and I was just scrolling around on my phone and I bought a t-shirt that looks like the singer from Maroon 5's bare chest and tattoos.
Yeah.
But when it came, first of all, it blended in a little too well with my skin, so it did look like I was shirtless. But second of all, it was just like way too big. I'm going to find it. I'll try and wear it at the next podcast.
Why this game was for High Tops is he loves Sugar Ray.
He does?
Like, when I'm streaming whenever, he, like, and we're trying to, like, pick music to listen to, he's like, Sugar Ray, put on Sugar Ray. He wants nonstop talking about Sugar Ray. He just loves it.
When we
I don't know any Sugar Ray songs.
When we were kids, so like Truk used to really love the first Sugar Ray record. Like apparently it's heavy. I've never even heard it.
Okay.
But like the first time we were ever in New York City, they took us, the people we were with took us to a bar and they're like, this is a cool bar. And we were kids, we were underage, but they let us in. That's why they brought us there. I don't remember the name of the bar, so it doesn't even fucking matter because it's not like whatever.
I'm pretty sure nobody's going to bust them.
Yeah.
400 years later.
But whatever, we were drinking pretty good, and then Mark McGrath was there. He walked in.
Is he the Maroon 5 guy?
No, he's Sugar Ray.
Oh, is he Sugar Ray?
No, nobody's Sugar Ray except for Sugar Ray Leonard or whatever his name is.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah, sure. But so Truk got a little liquid courage in him, and he was like, "Fuck it, man, I'm gonna go talk to Mark McGrath." And he walked up to him. And, like, I don't know why he chose to say this, but he was like, yo, Mark, what happened to Sugar Ray? And, like, what he meant was, like, yo, you guys were, like, a fucking, I don't know, thrashier punk band or something like that. And then you turned into, I just want to fly.
Right.
And he just turned over to Truk and just went, drugs, man. And, like, I'm sure he was just being like, I'm sure he was just kidding around being like, fuck off, you stupid little kid. But like in the same, it was a really funny thing. And like Truk came back, we're like, what did he say? And he was like, he just said drugs, man. And then we were like, wait, what did you say?
That's good.
Yeah, but like
that's a good story.
I'm sure it wasn't actually what happened to Sugar Ray. I'm sure he was just fucking being funny.
No, I'm 100% sure what happened to Sugar Ray was their label. Yeah. Is what happened to Sugar Ray.
Just said like, hey,
this isn't selling. We need you to do this.
I bet they just fucking wrote Fly, and then we're like, yeah, this is gonna make us fucking money, and it did.
Do you think they did, or do you think they wrote Fly and it sounded totally different, and they went, what if we did this?
I think they probably did it, and like maybe it happened that way, but like I don't think the label would have had much to do with it. I think they probably had a fucking like demo of it, and then a label was like, we're interested. You know, I mean,
maybe.
Who fucking knows? It's probably, that information's probably out there somewhere, but I gotta think, if I have not heard what they sounded like previous. So if they sounded like what I think they sounded like.
I heard they were like kind of like a thrashy punk band.
Yeah. So for Luke to give a shit about them at that point, they must have been.
Yeah.
But who knows? Cam always used to insist that, like, was it Cam? Yeah, that I think it was Cam that was like, oh, Incubus used to be like a punk band. They put it on one time. I was like, nuh-uh, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
This sucks.
I feel like Incubus always has been like dudes who did shrooms.
Yeah. It definitely was like a little heavier than it came out to be. And Incubus doesn't suck.
I've seen them live.
Yeah.
And it's a fine show, and like, but there's always just been some little hint of like, I don't know. I think it's like there was nothing else doing psychedelic anything in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the early 2000s. There just wasn't anything in music other than maybe Fish, you know?
Yeah.
Like jam band kind of stuff, but there wasn't like sort of, you know, how Zeppelin would get a little fucking like a little trippy.
I don't know. Anytime music gets like trippy dippy like that, I go, turn it off.
Yeah, you're too scared.
I don't care about it.
You're scared of it.
Incubus kind of like are a hemp necklace to me.
Yep, that's what I meant. Like that's
hemp necklace on a university campus. I'm going like, cool, man. It's not for me. There's definitely a couple songs that that I could bop my head to, but I don't care that much. Now, did you listen to the songs that I said to listen to?
What songs did you say to listen to?
I said listen to the new Scowl.
Oh, Scowl. No, I didn't listen to it.
We'll do it next week. I want to talk about it.
Why?
Because it is quite a departure.
From their previous music?
Yeah.
Is it a good departure or a bad departure?
I'm not going to say. I want you to determine what you think, and then I'll tell you what I think. And next week we'll talk about it.
The newest one, Not Hell, Not Heaven, right?
Yeah. There's only 2 songs released.
Okay. I feel bad. I didn't listen to it. You told me to listen to it, and I didn't do it.
I didn't watch Amok Time.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it a billion times.
Why?
Because I love Star Trek.
Do you really?
Yeah. And I had diarrhea all day.
Today you did?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I tripled my creatine.
But did you eat anything?
I did have some sour-smelling back bacon as well.
Wait. What is back bacon?
Female bacon.
What is I don't know what that is.
Canadian bacon?
Just like ham?
Sorta. It's back bacon.
I have to look this up.
You never heard of Canadian bacon?
I have, but
in female bacon?
What we call Canadian bacon here is just ham. It's like sliced ham on a pizza.
Yeah, this is female bacon. Peameal bacons.
Okay.
It was never about the bacons, Todd.
Okay, yeah. I see it. It's ham.
You fry it like bacons and it's bacons.
Also known as cornmeal bacon is a wet-cured, unsmoked back bacon.
See?
Made from trimmed, lean, boneless pork loin rolled in cornmeal. It is found mainly in Ontario.
See? You fucking asshole. You said it wasn't real? It is. You deny it? Thrice you will deny it, Judas!
The name female bacon derives from the historic practice of rolling the cured and trimmed boneless loin in dried and ground yellow peas to extend the shelf life.
When I was young, I thought that bacon was the male bacon, and that the other bacon that we had at my granddaddy's place was the female bacon. Going, I see. The pigs taste different when they're male and female.
Why? What back bacon is a cut of bacon that it includes the pork loin?
I don't know, dude. I watched this guy Billy Love, and he was eating a bunch of it, and I went, you know what? I'm going to eat some of that too.
Oh, I get it. So the bacon that I think is bacon is side bacon.
Ah. I want to try some frontal lobe bacon.
You want some front bacon? I think that's pork belly. Pork belly is like the front part of the bacon.
I want to try some Fritzy bacon.
You want to eat my bacons?
Yeah.
Ugh, it's probably real fatty.
That's the best part. That's where all his flavor is.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh, man. I drink a lot of Diet Pepsi. Do you think that will help or hurt the flavor?
I don't think it'll make a lick of difference. Hey, how's your resolutions going?
Pretty good, actually.
Are you still playing guitar every day?
Yes. I was playing when you popped in here.
You're taking a half an hour lesson every day?
It's not half an hour.
That's what you said.
Well, I mean...
Roll the tape, Corn Man.
Oh, God. It's pickup music. So, like, however long a pickup music lesson is.
I've never heard of pickup music.
It's Ben's fault. Ben followed them on Instagram, and so I get flooded with their ads because Ben follows them, being evil, and I finally was like, this looks like it's what I need to do. And so I signed up.
Well, let me tell you one thing about Ben.
Yeah?
Ben folds 5.
How?
Pretty good, huh?
How many times can he fold it, though? He can fold it 5 times?
You can only fold a piece of paper 8 times.
So why isn't it Ben folds 8?
Because he doesn't want to go that far. He doesn't like testing the boundaries and limits of things.
Also, Ben folds 5 is a quartet.
So?
Don't you think that's funny?
That's Ben folds 5 is all about jokes. You ever listen to them? He's funny.
Yes, I've listened to many of their songs.
Give me my money back. Give me
don't
my
forget
money
my
back.
black t-shirt.
Did you ever listen to Steven's Last Night in Town?
No.
We're way off track here. Let's give each other
we have to give each other a gift. I made you a gift.
I made you a gift. You special.
I made you a gift.
Now, my gift is a continuation of last week's gift.
So I have to...
They're going to tell a story. Old Fritzy Puss. I hope people online start calling you Old Fritzy Puss.
They probably
and me,
already
Rooch
do.
the Gooch.
Rooch the Gooch?
Don't you remember that was in the episode with Mulesy?
Oh, hang on. I got a...
Rooch the Gooch, Old Fritzy Puss. I'm going to send you a picture of some bacons, too.
Oh, wow. Ooh, that does look pretty good.
It is good.
But it also doesn't look anything like a bacon.
Depends on what kind of bacon you're talking about.
But it does look tasty. That's all you ate? You just ate 3 pieces of ham on a plate?
No, I also had an egg, some unwashed spinach, and some unwashed mushrooms, 2 pieces of toast. And now I'm sick.
Why did you not wash your spinach or mushrooms?
I forgot.
You're supposed to, like, scrub your mushrooms with a mushroom brush.
Well, these are chopped up ones.
Were they in the egg? Was the egg like an omelet?
No.
With spinach and mushrooms in it?
Oh, I saw you making this the other day. I was on your stream.
No, you were not.
Yeah, I was.
What were you doing there?
Creeping.
You're not allowed.
So is this supposed to explain why my hair is blonde?
Yeah.
And it's because my head farted out my brain?
It's not your brain. It's just when your hair is dark, it's because your brain is holding in a toot. And as soon as you let the toot out, your hair goes back to its natural color.
Wow, I like it. I don't like what my lips are doing. They turn into like a butthole.
All right, I'll share it. Here, let me open it up.
Oh yeah, I should hold it towards the camera.
I gotta make it so that it goes back to the beginning. Okay. Oh, you got it. All right, you go ahead and do it.
You see? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's true like that. You'll have to put it in the Discord. Often we forget to do that.
I put them on the Patreon.
Oh, you do?
They're always on the Patreon. All the gifts are on Patreon.
Oh, okay.
For the voters to vote on them. All right.
Is the room shaking or are my eyeballs? Is it normal to see things like everything's shaking? No, you're shaking. You're shaking. Okay.
Well, it's just me. I can't be bothered not to put my feet on the bar under the desk. And
okay.
So here, this is.
These are completely silent gifts.
Yeah, no noise. All right, here we go.
Ooh.
I like that.
But did you see him zip
was there
across?
more?
Yeah, he zips right across again.
Hang on. I gotta go back. All right, we're gonna do it again.
Every week, a little piece of the story shall be revealed. Ooh.
Oh, he's very fast.
Yeah, second time he's very fast.
Who is that?
You'll see.
He looks to be very muscular.
He is very muscular. He's a very muscular phantom.
He also has no feet.
Nope.
And this goes along with Scout.
Yeah, Scout just walking around howling.
Going, ow! By the way, Scout's howls are the saddest thing.
Why?
She only does it when Jenny leaves.
Yeah.
And she's upset that Jenny left. And she gets all worked up and she's barking and barking. And then like a little howl comes out. And then another little howl comes out. It's like at her peak sadness. And it's heartbreaking and adorable at the same time.
Do you ever tell her? Do you ever tell her to eat shit and fuck herself?
All the time. Every night.
Is he she?